My guest today is Aris Argiris, our Greek baritone who's singing the role of Renato or Anckarstrom in A Masked Ball. Welcome.
Hi.
Good to have you with us. Now,
Thanks for having me.
You're new to us.
Very new in North America. It's my North America debut.
It is?
It is.
Oh, that's
I
exciting.
sang in Latin America, in Argentina, in Teatro Colón in Peru, with some great singers and conductors, but this is the absolute first time in North America, generally, not even as a tourist being here.
This is great.
It's
wonderful.
fantastic.
And,
I'm very happy.
and I think San Diego likes you, and you like San Diego.
I love the city. I was feeling so sorry that I couldn't bring my family here because my children are in the school, because I feel comfortable. You know, sometimes you go to a city, the theater fits you, but the city doesn't fit you.
Yeah.
In this sense, here it fits everything somehow.
There's a little Mediterranean feel, I think.
Yeah, it's the sun. People, I was really very well surprised that people say hello to each other. You meet strange people in the elevator and they say, "How are you doing? Good morning, good evening." And this is something that I must be honest, living 15 years in 15 full years in Germany, I lost this, and it's really sad. And
it's very different there. Yeah.
People communicate. I enjoy it. I'm coming to elevator, see strangers, say, "Okay, we'll say hello now."
Good.
It's beautiful.
Good,
It's
good.
really beautiful.
I want to talk to you just a little bit about your background. You're from Greece, from Athens.
From Athens. I was born in Athens.
And did you do all your musical training there, or did you travel
most
around
of
a
it?
little bit?
Most of it. I studied saxophone.
Oh, another instrumentalist. We had Krasimira here yesterday talking about her background, and she was a violinist.
Yeah, I studied saxophone. I was, you know, the typical young boy in Greece, in Athens. I was playing in jazz rock groups.
Sure.
I studied also. I have a diploma of classical harmony and contrapoint. And yeah, the singing came very accidentally in a way. Always liked to sing, but not really believing that something can come out of me in this kind of art. Since the moment came that I had to, in our conservatorium in Athens, we had to do a big concert with a choir of the conservatorium, and we had to take people from the opera to support the choir.
Yeah.
And that was a moment that people heard me saying, "You need to go. You need to do it." And then the one thing brought the other. I entered the opera choir. I was the youngest male singer that entered the choir ever.
How old?
18 years old.
18, wow. Yeah, that is very young.
For a male voice is extremely.
Yeah.
Also for a baritone, you would say like you're baby
Yeah,
baritone.
exactly. And this is at the Athens Conservatory?
Yeah, it was the Athens Conservatory that then I entered the opera choir in the National Opera. Which 2 years later I left and started singing as a soloist. I started very young. I was 22. 22 that I did my first part as a bass baritone in a modern Greek opera. And one
so
thing.
it's not an opera that we would know.
No. It was from a Greek modern composer that I think he's dead now, but he was alive that time. I did a lot of modern stuff from Greek composers. You know, I had a big range of singing. I could sing very high, very low. So everybody say, "Okay, come here, we kill you." So they were writing stuff for me.
Well, what was the first
repertoire
standard repertoire role that you did?
No, I think I did 1999. I did a Baroque opera. I was the Euridice from Giacomo Peri. This is like almost the first opera that ever written.
It practically is the very first opera.
In the ancient stadium of Delphi. And I did the Orfeo. That is, I suppose, from the classic repertoire, the first thing that I did. And after that, I did in a youth festival, in Germany, in Weikersheim, in the castle from the Jeunesse Musicale Association. I did Schonard.
Schonard
in La Bohème. Directly after that, I did my first Escamillo.
Okay.
And then I did Belcore and Silvio.
So these, except for Escamillo, I don't think of Escamillo as being a role for a young baritone starting out.
It was too early.
But all of the others
it was fine.
are perfect, yeah.
It was too early. I was 25 years old.
But early opera, something by Giacomo Peri, we rarely get a chance to hear, much less sing. That must have been...
It was a great experience. pity that didn't go forward, you know,
Yeah.
because it was big success. There were beautiful costumes.
Because those are wonderful operas, the Monteverdi, Peri.
You need really good people to study and to sing that, and you need time. A voice like mine needs time to adapt the muscles, the vocality to adapt. You cannot, in this hectic way of singing, being around the world, traveling here, either you're a specialist and you do only this, but if you are not and you want to do that, you need to take your time.
Yeah, yeah. Well, speaking of specialists, you're doing Verdi.
Yes.
And you do a number of Verdi roles.
I did some.
What is it about this composer that your voice and your personality is attracted to?
I don't know. I think first of all, Verdi probably is the dream of every bard.
I think
everybody wants to sing Verdi.
I don't want to put words in anybody's mouth, but I think so.
I think it's something like a dream, like the dramatic held and bass baritones want to sing Wagner or something.
Yeah, yeah.
But a baritone, a central baritone, a pure baritone like my vocality, you always dream about Verdi. The special thing about this composer is like I think he knew how to play with emotions, but not in the negative way.
With emotions.
With emotions. He could express emotions through music. He was loving the human voice. He understood the human voice. And there is a certain kind of complexity in the characters that is attracting every singer to sing.
They're not just black and white, are they?
No.
For instance, Renato or Anckarstrom.
It's like a tragedy, you know. When you see a tragedy, when you read Medea, either love her or hate her. You need the audience must decide. Everybody for itself.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, Renato is a faithful husband, a faithful friend to the king.
It's an honorable man,
and he feels like he's been, what's the word?
Betrayed.
Betrayed.
It's not about person. For me, it's not about personality. His actions are bad. His actions are aggressive, but the motivation for these actions is honor, love, betrayal, deep friendship, faithful friendship. And if we take it historically, these were values that probably nowadays they don't really make any sense, or they're not really, they don't have a weight. But at that period, friendship sometimes was more important than marriage.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
Taken for life, people they were killing, they were putting themselves in danger for a friend.
Yeah.
Not for a wife.
There were,
sorry for that.
Well, there were actual church blessings of friendship.
Exactly.
In ancient times,
of course.
And so friendship was revered during that time. But again, I think that it's such a great point that you bring up, that someone like Renato or Di Luna in Trovatore or some of these other Verdi characters, perhaps with the exception of Iago, they all have, they're multi-layered, aren't they? They have so many.
Absolutely.
They have good, they have bad, they have white, they have black.
It's everything. That's why it's beautiful to be a Verdi baritone. The tenors of Verdi are beautiful. You have the most famous lines, the most hits, the hits of the opera. But the complicity of the baritone character is even more interesting.
Yeah.
No offense, tenors.
Yeah.
No offense.
We won't let Piotr Bachala see.
Please, Piotr. Yeah. We had such a great fun yesterday in the rehearsal. If he hears that, he will hate me.
So, Renato, have you sung Renato before?
This is my third production.
Your third. So he's a little new to you.
Let's put it this way. I suppose I did somehow 10-15 performances already.
Okay.
But it's a very, let's put it this way, the approach from Maestro Zanetti is a little bit new. It's more precise, more strict, but in a positive way. You know, there's a structure that I like, and put me to work, you know. You don't have the so traditional extreme freedom of singing however you want, what you want, and be free. And I like this. Verdi knew what he wanted and how he wrote it.
He was very, very detailed.
In the
very
frame,
specific.
you can be free, but still you need to understand this structure.
Yeah.
And I like that Maestro Zanetti is bringing us to this line of, and it would be extraordinarily beautiful.
I sat in on a rehearsal yesterday for a little bit of time, and what I noticed immediately was how Maestro Zanetti approaches rhythm.
Yes.
Because, and this is something, it's not just him, but I mean, the great Italian conductors that we have they don't just talk about the phrase or about the music overall, but rhythm seems to be most important to them, which I think is fascinating.
You need to be concrete. Let's put it this way, you need to be concrete and precise to feel free.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because I think this is his approach. He's putting us to this structure to blow after, like a flower. Because when you have it in your body, you can play with this, but still you're correct. Yeah. And I think this is the era that Toscanini brought out.
Yes, yes,
there's
exactly.
Beautiful things in YouTube that he's becoming mad and shouting and coming out of his clothes from anger because the people, they were not precise.
Yeah, yeah.
Still, you hear Robert Merrill under Toscanini doing the Germont, that is sensational.
It's glorious. And I was just listening the other day, a broadcast of Toscanini conducting this opera, Un Ballo, with Merrill.
It was with Merrill.
Yeah,
okay.
And Jan Pierce.
Because I think he did it with Gino Becchi also, I think.
Perhaps so.
Probably.
Perhaps so. And Ermanelli. Yeah, I mean...
I love his singers. For me, they're my idols. Robert Merrill, Leonard Warren, Cappuccilli, or Lawrence Tibbett.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe the best Rigoletto.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to... But maybe the best Rigoletto, Lawrence Tibbett.
So, sometime down the road, Rigoletto.
Next year.
Next year?
Yes, already.
Soon.
Yeah, look, I did Iago already with Maestro Mehta, Zubin Mehta. I did 2 Ballo in Maschera. I did more than 70 performances of Traviata in 6-7 different productions. I did Don Carlo. I did Masnadieri.
Masnadieri?
Yes.
Wow. Very rare.
Yeah, in 2 different productions in Germany. I did some Verdi, and one of the biggest enjoyments and things I will never forget, and thank God it's a beginning of a good relationship with Maestro Zubin Mehta, was the Iago last year.
Yeah. In
Tel Aviv, which for me opened my whole horizon of feelings.
I have to ask you because, again, speaking with Ms. Stoyanova in my earlier podcast about working with Riccardo Muti, you've got a great relationship with Zubin Mehta, and which is terrific. What is he like to work with? How do you characterize his approach to a score?
I think what is extraordinary about Mehta is this, this maestro of, he doesn't need to say a lot. His gesture, the way he feels the music, the direct approach to the music, the trust that he gives to the singer. He's a maestro that said, for you to be in here next to me means you can. It's not like, you are here, I need to destroy you and to build you up. No, for him is like, you're here, that means you deserve to be here because I called you.
So I will help you.
Yeah. And one of the most beautiful hands I ever met in my life. When I was finishing Iago, I thought, okay, let's do it again. Because I thought I didn't touch my voice. Iago can be really, you can finish the performance from the passion and the duet with Otello or
I would
this
think
thing.
you'd be exhausted at
And
the
you're
end.
dead. I was like, nothing happened.
Wow.
And he watched so beautifully. You understand. He just say, move, and it's clear. He wants this, this, and this. This is for me extraordinary. And since this Iago, I have another, 4 contracts with him in 1 year. I do Carmen with him. I will do Fledermaus. I have a gala in Maggio Musicale Fiorentino with Scarpi and Iago. It's for me, I was thinking I'm too young to meet these big people, to these legendary maestros or something. But yes.
Why not?
Yes, I got him. I got him.
That's great.
I got him.
I know you're doing lots of escamillos. We could even call them...
Much too many.
Yeah, escamilli. Way too many. And it's, just to contrast for a moment, we spoke a little bit about this the other day, is the fact that Escamillo is a rather one-dimensional character.
Pretty much.
It's Don José is the character who changes in that opera. He
that
just
is
goes
a very
through
good take.
an incredible arc.
Unusual for a tenor. It's a very complex style. Very complex.
But
style.
in this opera, in A Masked Ball, it's Renato
Is
who
Renato,
makes the change and
because
who has the
he's
big
moving,
arc.
he's moving the whole thing. I
Yeah.
mean, there is a basic relationship of love between the tenor and the soprano, Riccardo and Amelia, and Renato is changing the faith of both of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Because of their action, of course. But if you wouldn't decide, and we see also in the way that Leslie is really approaching this, that the regret and the forgiveness and the apology of this that is ending, and I think it's beautiful.
I can't wait to see the ending with that understanding. To have
I
a
like
stage.
it. I like it very much.
That's-
And everybody, and Krasmira and Piotr, we loved it. And it fit immediately.
That's great. I've got to say, I'm more excited about this this production than I've been about something in a long, long time. So
It's a fabulous cast. I mean, Stephanie Blythe. I mean,
yeah.
I was listening to her and saying, I need to put myself together to sing with her next to her.
That's quite a voice.
She has an attitude on stage. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But not this. She's very friendly, easy to approach. You can gossip a little bit. It's funny.
That's great.
We have a lot. We were talking about that with the director, with Leslie yesterday. This is, and I don't want to be misunderstood, but there is a rare constellation in this cast. There's a fantastic chemistry. Of course, I don't want to say that wherever we sing, it's everything bad and this, but there's once in a while that the right people in the right moment in the right place are meeting.
It just works, and I can feel that in rehearsal. Thank you so much for being with us.
I'm very happy to be here.
Looking forward to your Renato.
Me too.
And
Please,
I'm getting to know you better.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.